Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Out first news is Liverpool set to secure record £70 million shirt sponsor deal. Liverpool are reportedly close to finalising a record-breaking shirt sponsorship agreement worth around £70 million per season, a move that would elevate the club to the top tier of commercial revenue in world football. The proposed deal, currently being negotiated by senior figures at Fenway Sports Group, would eclipse the £60 million a year partnership between Manchester United and Snapdragon, long considered the Premier League's benchmark. Liverpool's commercial ambition. The pursuit of this lucrative shirt sponsor marks another bold step in Liverpool's ongoing commercial evolution. Since the arrival of Fenway Sports Group in 2010, the club has focused on strengthening off-field revenue streams to complement its footballing ambitions. The outgoing agreement with Standard Chartered, valued at around £50 million annually, has been one of the most stable and enduring partnerships in English football. Standard Chartered, who first appeared on the Liverpool shirt in 2010, still hold the right of first refusal. Sources close to the deal suggest the banking giant remains keen to extend the relationship, but Liverpool's commercial department, now among the most aggressive in the Premier League, is testing the market to gauge the value of one of the game's most recognizable assets. Global appeal and new market potential. Liverpool's recent trajectory under both Jurgen Klopp and Arne Slot has significantly bolstered their global standing. From continental success in the Champions League to a growing fan base in Asia, North America, and Africa, the club's appeal extends far beyond the city of its birth. That global reach is precisely what makes the Liverpool shirt so attractive to international brands seeking instant visibility on one of football's biggest stages. Industry insiders believe Liverpool's discussions are centering around major financial institutions and technology companies. The strategy aligns with a wider trend among top clubs, where the intersection of sport, finance, and innovation continues to redefine modern football's commercial landscape. Competitive edge over rivals. Manchester United's Snapdragon deal had set a formidable benchmark in recent years, positioning the Old Trafford side as the Premier League's commercial heavyweight. However, Liverpool's impending agreement could surpass that figure by a significant margin, underscoring the strength of their global brand and the club's resilience amid an increasingly competitive sponsorship market. The club's hierarchy is understood to be driving this push with a clear message: Liverpool's shirt, seen weekly by millions worldwide, commands a premium price. With record attendances at Anfield and consistently high viewing figures globally. Our second news is Steve Nicol slams Liverpool star who looks petrified after big money transfer. Liverpool's slump continued as it fell to a 2-1 defeat at home to Manchester United, making it 4 defeats in a row in all competitions as criticism grows for Arne Slot's players. Liverpool legend Steve Nicol has blasted Milos Kerkez following the left-back's performance in the Reds' defeat to Manchester United on Sunday. The slump continued for Arne Slot's side as they fell to a 4th consecutive defeat in all competitions after the 2-1 reverse at Anfield. Goals from Bryan Mbeumo and Harry Maguire saw Liverpool lose more ground on Arsenal at the top of the Premier League, with the Gunners now leading the Reds by 4 points, having sat 5 points behind just a few games ago. Liverpool's latest defeat, its first at home this season, raises yet more concerns after what has been a dismal few weeks for the defending champion. Having spent big on a major summer overhaul, the majority of the Reds' new signings have failed to impress so far. Florian Wirtz found himself on the bench again on Sunday following his record-breaking move from Bayer Leverkusen, while Alexander Isak spurned golden chances to score his first league goals for the club, and earn some points for his new side. It's Kerkez though that has come in for some particularly heavy criticism since his move from Bournemouth. The left-back was called a «baby» by Gary Neville following the defeat to Chelsea before the international break, with the former United captain doubling down on his comments after Sunday's game. Jamie Redknapp was also critical of the Hungarian's display, while Virgil van Dijk fired a look toward his teammate during the second half that perhaps sums up his current feelings. Nicol is the latest to add to the discourse, with the former right-back not holding back on his thoughts on Liverpool's summer signing. Kerkez at left-back just looks scared, Nicol told ESPN FC. Everything he does is just negative. Every time he gets the ball he goes backwards, and every time someone runs at him he looks petrified. As a unit, this Liverpool side just don't play as one. They have not played as a team all season. Liverpool will be aiming to bounce back once again on Wednesday as it makes the trip to Germany in the Champions League. The Reds face Eintracht Frankfurt in their latest league phase encounter, having beaten Atletico Madrid and lost to Galatasaray already this season. Liverpool.com says, Kerkez absolutely needs to be taken out of the firing line. In fact, that should have happened against United on Sunday. The fact that he was criticized for his performances for Hungary tells you all you need to know about him at the moment, and continuing to play him when he's in this kind of form is not helping. Andy Robertson has to return for Liverpool on Wednesday, and if he performs well, then it should become his position to lose. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer. Our third news is Jurgen Klopp admits he was gutted Liverpool sold £8.5 million star he planned to keep for the next decade. Jurgen Klopp has revealed Liverpool once sold a player he wanted to work with for a decade. Klopp stepped down in the summer of 2024 after a glittering 9-year dynasty at Anfield, having won the Champions League in 2019 and a first Premier League title in 30 years. During that time, he brought in an array of eye-catching signings, including future legends Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, and also sold talent worth hundreds of millions. However, Klopp was gutted after the club offloaded a future superstar for a truly staggering sum. Jurgen Klopp wanted to keep Philippe Coutinho at Liverpool. Liverpool bought Philippe Coutinho from Inter Milan for just £8.5 million in January 2013, and the playmaker went on to make over 200 appearances. Coutinho became an undisputed club great, but was eventually sold to Barcelona 5 years later in a £142 million deal, despite the Reds rejecting 3 bids from the Catalan side and a transfer request. Klopp, of course, went on to use the windfall wisely, but he has now opened up on the saga, insisting he had instead wanted to keep him. Speaking on the Diary of a CEO podcast, he said, "On the day we lost Phil Coutinho, that was not a day that I thought, oh, good, we have the money. I lost the player I wanted to work with for the next 10 years, if you want. Yeah, we invested it smartly, that's true." According to the Mirror, Klopp had told Coutinho to stay and become a club legend, even telling him a statue would be built in his honor. He also warned him he would be just another player at Barcelona. How Jurgen Klopp reacted to Philippe Coutinho's sale. But the call of Catalonia proved too strong for the forward to resist, and Coutinho made the move after reportedly putting in £11.5 million of his own money to facilitate the deal. Jurgen Klopp had expressed his disappointment with the situation at the time of the departure, saying, "It is no secret that Philippe has wanted this move to happen since July, when Barcelona first made their interest known. Philippe was insistent with me, the owners and even his teammates that this was a move he was desperate to make happen." Klopp then added, "The club did everything within our means to convince Philippe that remaining part of Liverpool was as attractive as moving to Spain. It is with great reluctance that we, as a team and club, prepare to say farewell to a good friend, a wonderful person and a fantastic player in Coutinho. The relationship we have for him means with a heavy heart we wish him well." Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fourth news is Liverpool watching €45 million defender contract talks with interest. PSG move to secure Willian Pacho with new contract amid Liverpool interest. Paris Saint-Germain are pressing ahead with plans to tie down Ecuadorian defender Willian Pacho to a new deal, as they look to fend off renewed interest from Liverpool. Talks between the club and the 24-year-old's representatives are said to be progressing smoothly, with both sides optimistic about reaching an agreement soon. PSG confident over Pacho extension. According to reports in France, PSG are in advanced discussions to extend Pacho's contract by a further year. The move comes as part of the club's strategy to reward consistency and protect key assets amid growing interest from Europe's elite. Pacho, who joined the Parisian side from Eintracht Frankfurt in a €45 million transfer last year, has rapidly become a cornerstone of Luis Enrique's defense. His calmness on the ball, positional awareness, and natural left-footed balance have given PSG an edge in their build-up play, qualities that made him one of the most sought-after defenders in Europe. During PSG's historic run to their first Champions League title, Pacho emerged as one of their standout performers, featuring prominently throughout the campaign. His reliability and composure under pressure have earned him the full trust of his manager, making him an indispensable part of the squad. PSG traditionally open renewal talks with players entering their third season at the club. However, that timeline has been brought forward for Pacho, largely due to his relatively modest salary compared with his growing market value. The decision to negotiate early reflects both the player's importance and the looming threat of external interest. Liverpool, who narrowly missed out on signing Pacho before his move to Paris, are understood to be monitoring his situation closely. Their recruitment team remains keen to reinforce the defensive line with a left-footed centre-back of Pacho's profile. Campos determined to keep core intact. Sporting director Luis Campos has made the defender's renewal a top priority, seeing Pacho as central to PSG's future. His blend of tactical discipline and athleticism fits perfectly within Luis Enrique's possession-based system, while his age ensures long-term value both on the pitch and in potential resale. Sources close to the discussions have described the atmosphere between PSG and Pacho's entourage as positive. Negotiations are centered around aligning his wages with his influence in the squad, ensuring he is rewarded appropriately for his performances since arriving in League One. Liverpool watching developments closely. While Liverpool remain interested, prizing Pacho away from Paris would likely prove difficult. PSG's confidence in securing a deal reflects their commitment to maintaining stability after a season that redefined their European ambitions. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ Transfer. Our last news is Newcastle and Villa both in for star Ecuadorian defender. Newcastle move ahead of Liverpool in race for €50 million Club Brugge defender. Newcastle and Villa enter battle for defensive prospect. Newcastle United have overtaken Liverpool in the race to sign Club Brugge defender Joel Ordóñez, with Aston Villa also monitoring the Ecuadorian international closely. The 20-year-old centre-back has drawn widespread attention across Europe for his maturity and physical presence, but it appears Liverpool's interest has cooled as they prioritize more experienced defensive options. According to Caught Offside, the report notes that Ordóñez is someone who has been on the radar of Liverpool in the past, but it now seems their focus is on other targets. While Liverpool were previously considered front-runners, Newcastle and Villa have now positioned themselves as serious contenders. The player is valued at around €50 million, a figure reflecting his rapid rise and the growing competition for his signature. Premier League suitors look to strengthen. For Newcastle, Ordóñez represents a potential long-term successor within their evolving defensive setup. With Sven Botman and Fabian Schär forming a strong pairing but lacking depth behind them, the recruitment team view the Ecuadorian as an investment for the future. His strong aerial ability, composure on the ball, and recovery pace align well with the physical demands of the Premier League. Aston Villa's interest is equally serious. Unai Emery has been proactive in identifying emerging talents capable of balancing youth and readiness, particularly as Villa prepare for another push in European competition. Ordóñez fits the mold of a modern central defender, said one source cited by Caught Offside, noting that his comfort in possession and anticipation of danger are traits Emery values highly. Our view, BPL Index Analysis. The Magpies have been hit by defensive injuries this season, and Eddie Howe has often had to rely on a small core of players. Signing Ordóñez would not only provide depth but also fit the club's longer-term strategy of acquiring young, high-upside talent before their market value explodes. Supporters will be encouraged by the idea of competing with top European clubs for such a promising player. For Aston Villa supporters, the rumor speaks to the club's growing pull in the transfer market. Unai Emery has turned Villa into one of the most tactically astute teams in the league, and a signing like Ordóñez would underline that upward trajectory. Fans at Villa Park would welcome a defender capable of blending raw ability with technical intelligence, particularly with European commitments stretching the squad. While Liverpool appear to be stepping back, Newcastle and Villa fans will see this as a chance to strengthen their club's futures. Both sides are building credible cases for consistent top 6 contention, and securing a player like Ordóñez would only reinforce that ambition. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.